Hello, folks. Hello, hello, hello. What a beautiful day I got today. No wind, no rain, and I am enjoying it. But this is the Ozarks, and we could have an inch of ice in a week or two. I thought I'd come out here and show you what I seen today, and I did a little video of me doing an experimentation with some garlic bulbils that I had collected from last year, and we just kind of put them in a little bowl and we set them in the cabin. Thought maybe to cure them like you would any garlic, and we just kind of forgot about them. So they just been sitting out for, I think it's about 7 months. It could have been even longer. And then I did a little video on planting garlic bulbils for the first time, and I had no idea whether it was going to work or not. So let me show you here real quick what I'm seeing. That's the bed. If you check that video out, if you want to, that's where we put those garlic bulbils. That, I don't know, probably a couple handfuls. I don't know how many were in there. I'm guessing probably about 200 or 300 at least. To my surprise, every single row that I poured, and practically that's what I did. I just poured those bulbils, and I think there was 9 or 10 rows in here. And I'm glad I did it that way because I could easily identify the rows, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't looking at blades of grass if I scattered them. So that's why I did the rows, and I just poured them in. So they're pretty thick, and I don't know, the sun's going down on me, but they are coming up. I don't know if you can tell right here, these little green look like blades of grass, and just loaded loaded in here, every single row of them. I'd have to move the leaves. The wind's been blowing my leaves and stuff around, but when I pull them back, I mean, it's coming through the weeds, all of them. I just got to brush them back. So they're going to be a bit thick in here. But every single one of these rows are showing signs of life. So I'm anticipating, if these things continue to grow and maintain what they're doing now, if this is successful, I should end up with what they call rounds. So these rounds, if I end up getting, I don't know if they're successful, I'm going to end up with about probably 200 or 300 rounds. I will harvest those rounds. My plan is to cure them for probably at least a month, maybe 2. I don't know. Those bulbils stayed in a little cup in the cabin for 7 or 8 months. But if I get 200 or 300 rounds, I cure them, replant. If they're successful, they'll turn into small bulbs of garlic. And I think I'm supposed to anticipate or expect those bulbs to be, because they're small, with this particular variety of garlic, this giant white Russian, should give me somewhere between 2 and 4 cloves within each bulb. And when I harvest those first bulbs, I'll cure them, separate them, and that should, if I got 300 or 400, I mean, I could end up with somewhere between 600 and 1,000 mature, full-size, giant white Russian garlic. Now, I remember when I purchased those cloves, or those bulbs of garlic, I did 4 of them. They cost me approximately $5 a piece. And I don't know if you folks go to the grocery store very much. We try to be self-sufficient and grow everything we can, and we're getting better at it and more of it. But man, we see these small soft neck garlics, one bulb costs over $7 in our area. So I paid $5 for those that I got, and that's where all my garlic come from. Still 4 years now. 3 years later, I think, we're still eaten off that initial $20 investment. The garlic that I got coming up behind me here. Let me come over here and I'll show you, all right? I don't know if you can see behind me here. Let me lay down. Here. There we go. How's that? So I got garlic coming up. There's like 100... what'd I count? I think like 120, 125 is all we got right now. We don't have near as much. We want to harvest about 250 bulbs of garlic every year, so that we can consume, or have the ability to consume about 200 of them, and we still got 50 to plant. That's just kind of giving us a safe barrier there. So, man, if these bulbils turn out and 2 more growing sessions, I end up with 600 to 1,000 full mature cloves or bulbs of garlic, and you did $5 a piece. If I just did $5, what I paid for them, that's a pretty big return. That's better than any return that I've gotten off a savings account or some sort of CD or anything like that. I've never made that kind of return. Now, I'm sure those people out there that you have, $1 million in your accounts, and, that's probably nothing to you. But to a guy like me, that's a pretty big return. So I just thought I'd share that real quick before I shut down for the night. I will be back shortly, and I hope you have a nice day. May all your branches become full of fruit, and I'll see you next time. Whoa. Right on.